In this video, I'm going to show you how I dehydrate celery, what I do with it. I'm going to make a powder out of it and show you how I do that. I'll tell you what uses I can make out of that celery powder, and also the dehydrated celery, what I do with that too. And I'm going to show you how I vacuum seal that celery at the end of the video. G'day everybody, Daz here for my Aussie Garden Kitchen Edition. And as you can see, I prefer to blanch my celery. Now, blanching is a method where you take the celery and drop it into boiling water, and then you cook it, take it about 3/4 of the way through, and then you plunge it into cold water with ice. Now, that shock of the cold water and ice is going to slow down the cooking process very quickly, and you're going to have nice, fresh, bright looking celery coming out of the water that you're going to strain. Now, another reason I like to blanch my celery is that you're getting into the boiling water and you're killing off any nasties that might be on the celery, even though you probably have washed it yourself. And especially if I bought it from a store, I don't know what they put on it, so it gets blanched anyway, even if I grow it at home. Now, what you should do, as you can see here, I've got different sizes of celery. Try and cut your celery to all the sizes that you need, and you blanch off the bigger pieces together, the smaller pieces together. That way you're going to ensure that you've got nice even cooking. As you can see here, it all gets strained and kept separately so the pieces don't get mixed up when they go into the dehydrator. Now, when it comes to dehydrating, I like to get these sheets and place them down onto the wire racks because the smaller pieces are going to shrink in size. Everything you dehydrate is going to shrink in size, and the smaller pieces especially will get so small that they'd fall through the wire racking. So it's great to have these sheets to put down, and they're going to catch anything as they get smaller. As you can see, with the larger pieces, I'll just put them straight onto the wire rack, and then that way, if anything is really small, it's going to fall through the wire and go down to the smaller pieces. So yes, I put the smaller pieces down below the larger pieces. That way, anything tiny goes onto those racks with the smaller pieces, and all the larger pieces stay on the wire racks with the larger pieces. As you can see there, they're all set up and ready to go. I try to space them out so they're not touching each other. It's important that they don't overlap if you can. That way it's going to ensure they dry a lot better in the dehydrator. It's just a matter of closing the lid or the cover and then going to your controls and setting up your power and your time. In this case, I'm doing 60 degrees Celsius on my temperature, and I'm going to set the timer for about 4 hours or so. I think in this case here, I did about 4.5 hours, and that's because I want to check it after 4.5 hours. But realistically, the celery needed a good 7 hours to come out nice and crisp like this. You can grab the celery and bend it and see if it breaks, and if it does and it's nice and crisp, that means it's ready. And more than likely, the smaller pieces are going to be ready a lot quicker than the larger pieces, but you can take the larger pieces as well and give them the bend test or the crack test and see if they break. And yep, if they don't hurt. It doesn't hurt to put them on longer. As you can see here, I've got the smaller pieces and they just break up. Those leaves especially, they just crumble into a powder instantly. So it's really good to have these for my powder, and that's why I keep the smaller pieces separate from the big pieces. When it comes to the powder, it's just a matter of gathering it all up and putting into my coffee grinder. It's a great little coffee grinder, this one here. And if I remember, I'll put a link to it or something similar in the description, and you can check them out for yourself. It's just a matter of pushing the lid down and grinding away. I like to stop grinding after 30 seconds or so and adding the rest. And then that way I've got them all in, put the lid back on and grind away. You can add table salt if you like, a little bit of table salt and make a celery salt, but I don't like to do that. I don't like to have salt in my powders. I like to add salt if I need to. So I'll just grind all my celery away into a nice little powder, and there you go. You've got a beautiful dried powder sitting in the grinder, and that's just ready to go and put into a jar. I'll give it a bit of a stir with a chopstick because it can compact. So I'll just give it another little blend after I stir it with a chopstick, just to make sure that if there was any compaction or lumps, that they get ground right down. And then this stuff is pretty concentrated, so I will get a pastry brush and brush anything out of the lid and drop that in. Sometimes it's only a little amount, but every little bit helps, so I always do that just out of habit. Of course, the funnel goes a long way in this process, so just a funnel over the jar that I need and simply dropping it into the funnel, into the jar, and I'm done. There you go, I've got my powder. It looks fantastic. It's going to taste great. Just an absolute gem of an item to have in the pantry. Celery powder is a great thing to have in the pantry. I put it into salad dressings, mayonnaises. They're great in sandwiches, into a butter. You can make a celery butter. You can sprinkle it over salads and have it just a celery essence over your fresh salad. Of course, you can drop the celery powder into soups and stocks and use it like a stock powder as well to enhance its celery flavour. Celery powder is probably one of the things that I have in the pantry all the time because it's just so versatile and it's just an incredible flavour and smell. So with the larger dehydrated pieces, I separate them from the wire racks, get them onto the bench and put them into nice little serving sizes. That way they're convenient for later on. I can just grab one as I need it. And in this case, I've got 3 servings here for soups and stews. So I'm going to put those into a bag to be vac sealed. And as you can see, I've put paper. Now, the paper is to stop the hard celery from piercing the plastic. So just make sure that paper's folded down and you've got a bit of a gap there at the top where you can vac seal quite nicely and the paper's not going to interfere with the seal. Into the vac sealer and away you go. And there you've got this beautiful package with 1 serving of dehydrated celery that's going to be for soups or stews in the future. And then it's just a matter of continuing on with the others. And as always, I have to get the labels out and date and label each package. That way we know what they are and how long they've been on the shelf for. Now this is only a little batch because I was doing this for a demo, but as you can see, I've got 3 servings of dehydrated celery and I've got some celery powder that's going to do quite a few servings in dressings and soups and things like that. And here we go. This is just some dehydrated celery that I've rehydrated. And you can see the texture of it. It's got a bit of a spongy texture to it. It's already been cooked. And that's ready to go. Obviously, if that went into a soup or a stew, I just put them in dry and let them hydrate in the soup or the stew at the time. I'm going to place another dehydrating video on the screen right now. I'm sure you're going to like that. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate it. And hopefully I'll see you in the next cooking or gardening video. Bye for now.